So Iran is happening again. All right. So they said we shot down a drone. I mean, they said that Iran shot down one of the United States drones. What are our fucking drones doing over by Iran? Again, can someone tell me what we're doing over there? Oh, that's right. We're trying to provoke another war, just like because we're occupying Afghanistan, right? Just to the northeast of Iran and Iraq. So here's CBS. We go to CBS Morning News. We go to the CBS Morning News to get our news about the latest attack. And so that's the CTM. People are like, what does CTM stands for? And that stands for
CBS This Morning.
That's right. CBS This Morning. People are like, CTM. I was like, CTM, what is that? Seems like Canadian. But here we go. Here's how they reported this. You ready? Buckle up. Now, we showed you the last time there was a supposed attack by the Iranians on a Japanese oil tanker. We showed you how that was complete bull, but yet CBS News reports it as if it's credible. And let's watch how they report this.
But we're going to begin with this as you wake up in the West. President Trump says the military was, quote, in his words, cocked and loaded to carry out airstrikes against Iran overnight when he suddenly decided not to do it. This morning, Iranian state TV broadcast what it claimed are the first remnants of the American surveillance drone they shot down.
The U.S. says the aircraft with a wingspan bigger than a 737 was flying over international waters. Iran says it has, quote, indisputable evidence that the drone entered Iran's airspace.
What do we do? We're in international waters, right off the coast of Iran, the country we're trying to provoke in a war. What are we doing over there? What are we doing? Okay. And again, the newsman will never ask that question. He'll never ask, well, what the hell are we doing there in the first place? He'll never ask that question.
The president said he called off retaliatory strikes because the estimated death toll of 150 people was too high. David Martin at the Pentagon. What do we know about this planned attack?
Good morning. The president's tweet describes what would have been a very limited strike against just 3 sites that were involved in the shoot down of the American drone. It was a
So right off the bat, he's like, it was very limited strike, just the 3 places that he called it off. He called it off the 3 places we knew were attacking us off the coast of Iran. They're not off the coast of Alabama or Georgia or Florida, but off the coast of Iran. Okay.
Said, and then it wasn't. Another official said simply, cold feet. The stand down came 24 hours after this. An Iranian missile knocking an American drone out of the sky, sending it corkscrewing down into
over Iran. They leave that part out. An Iranian missile knocking down a U.S. drone over Iran. That's the part they miss out. They leave out.
The ocean. The shootdown was celebrated on Iranian state television with a video purportedly showing the missile on its way to the target. But President Trump seemed inclined to write it off as just an accident.
I find it hard to believe it was intentional, if you want to know the truth. I think that it could have been somebody who was loose and stupid that did it.
That didn't sound right to CBS News analyst and retired Admiral Sandy Winnefeld.
Wow.
So that didn't sound right. I'm going to guess
stupid.
I'm going to guess retired Admiral Sandy Winnefeld is going to advocate for war. Because let's remember, you don't get to become an admiral if you're questioning war. You only get to become an admiral or general if you're like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll go kill some MFers for you. No problem. And I know how to do it quick and bad. We're going to win. You don't get to be the head of a military organization if you're shy about military operations. So let's hear what he has to say. And let's also look up who he's working for. Because you know what they do? A lot of times they bring on these retired generals and admirals and colonels and captains, and they don't tell you that they have a contract with a military-industrial complex manufacturer. So what Brian Williams would do during the Iraq War, he'd bring on these people who are being paid by all these military contractors to advocate for more war because they would make more money. And lots of times they would not only advocate for more war, but for specific weapons to be used that they were being paid to advocate for. So let's see what this. So let's get this guy's name, Sandy Winnefeld. Let's see if he. Let's see while we're watching this in real time. You look up and see if he has any contracts with the military-industrial complex.
I don't think it was a rogue attack. I think it was premeditated, and I do think it was a great mistake on Iran's part.
When asked about retaliatory strikes, the president.
I think it was a great. It was a private was having it, and it was a great mistake on Iran's part. It's not a mistake for us to Iraq, Afghanistan, and now we're trying to start a war in Iran. That's not a mistake. The mistake is Iran actually defending itself from our aggression. Let's go. There's a little bit more of this.
Was non-committal.
You'll find out. You'll find out.
But at an afternoon briefing, Democratic congressional leaders warned the president of the unintended consequences of even a limited strike.
The president may not intend to go to war here, but we're worried that he and the administration may bumble into a war.
The U.S. military spent much of the day declassifying intelligence to show the $110 million surveillance drone had not violated Iranian airspace, as Iran's foreign minister claimed it had. The U.S. called it an unprovoked attack, which raised the question, would the U.S. be seen as weak if it did not retaliate against an attack on one of its aircraft?
That raises the question in whose mind? The Jagoff doing this report for CBS. Which raises the question, is America weak? Are we going to let this happen? That's the news guy. Not the question is, what the F are we doing there in the first place? Aren't we in enough foreign wars? He doesn't even tell you how many countries we're bombing right now. He doesn't even tell you that. Libya. I forgot Libya. Iraq, Libya, Syria. Look at our track record over there. But it's us who's going to look weak if we don't go and bomb another country. That's the CBS newsman. That's their newsman. And now you know why that guy's been groomed to have that job since he was in kindergarten. Because if that guy had an original thought in his head, he would have been found out in about first or second grade, and he would have been considered a troublemaker. And those people don't get into those jobs. Okay. So here we go.
Administration is going to have to respond to this or lose a lot of credibility.
He just said, we're going to have to go to war with Iran or else we're going to lose credibility. Did you look around the Middle East and see how much credibility we have? Do you look at our 20-year occupation in Afghanistan? Do you look at what we did to Libya? Turned it into a failed state, a haven for terrorists right now? ISIS. And has open slave trading. Libya, which was one of the most advanced countries in the entire continent. We did that. Turned it into a failed state, haven for terrorists. Look what we did to Iraq. But this guy, this warmongering maniac, and that's how you get to be where he is, because you're a warmongering maniac, and that's how he got this job too. You think if he advocated against war, they would allow him to even have this job? And he said, if we don't go to war with he just said it, that we're going to look. So now the same people have been telling you that Trump is under the thumb of Vladimir Putin and is a Manchurian candidate. He's a traitor to our country. They go, oh, but let him run our military. That's exactly what's happening right now. They'll go, oh, but Trump's got to go run our military and start another war. The guy who's working for Putin, yeah, that guy. The guy you said is a traitor to our country, yeah, let's have him run our military. Yeah, let's let him do that. With a straight face. Because that guy's a maniac. That guy's a freaking warmongering maniac.
Dawa J says, pure gangster mentality.
Yeah, this is a gangster. This is like, is he a Crip? Oh, man, you disrespected me. I'm going to have to go kill some people now on your side. Mm-hmm. You disrespected me. We might lose credibility? You think Trump might lose credibility? Trump, the guy who half the country and every fucking person in the media has been running around saying he's a traitor to our country. Somehow he's going to lose credibility if he doesn't fucking bomb another country, you maniac.
And standing in the region and around the rest of the world.
Let me play that again for you. This is like a comedy bit that I could, if I could write this good, I wouldn't be in my garage.
Back on one of its aircraft.
Administration is going to have to respond to this or lose a lot of credibility and standing in the region and around the rest of the world.
Trump is going to lose credibility in the region and around the world. Trump. That's what that guy's saying. And now you know how you get to be an admiral in the military. Advocate for war all the time, every day.
Republicans like Senator Lindsey Graham agree Iran cannot be allowed to attack a U.S. aircraft without paying a price. And Secretary of State Pompeo is expected to visit Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates to discuss what the U.S. should do next. Anthony?
Again, we're going to go meet with the murderous Saudi Arabia regime that killed a journalist for the Washington Post. We all know. We're going to go meet with those guys and see what we could do about these guys. And he just, with a straight face, as if he's serious. Honest to fucking God. These people are the ones bringing you the news. And now you know why people get their news from YouTube, and now you know why they want to shut us down. Do you see what they do? This guy puts on a suit to go give that report.
Mr. Magoo says these motherfuckers won't be happy until the doomsday clock hits midnight.
You find it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Vista Trista 7, for the link. But Sandy Winnefeld is on the Raytheon board of directors.
He's on the Raytheon board of directors.
Go figure.
And CBS
Oh my
News
God.
doesn't bother to tell you that. CBS News doesn't think that's important for you to know that he makes money off of war. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Do you see how these people have no integrity? They're the worst people in the world. That's why they're on TV giving you the news. Do you think that they'd have someone like me give you the news, or fucking Ralph Nader, or anybody, or Aaron Mattei, or Glenn Greenwald, or Max Blumenthal, or anybody with a conscience? Do you think they'd have them giving you the news about the wars? No. No. This is unbelievable. This guy's not going to be hurt by the war. He doesn't give a shit. So this central casting, get me an old guy with a serious face who can sell the war for us. You got him? All right, now get that Admiral who's retired, who's on the board of Raytheon, to make it seem real. And they all talk very stern. Well, we got to do this. This is blah, blah, blah. Fucking maniacs. On the board of Raytheon, is he, huh? Mm-hmm. Let's see how they end this.
David, thank you.
That's it. There you go. David, thank you. That was great news. He had to go stand somewhere outside to give that report to make it look like he's doing something.
But they all look so reliable, these dudes, right?
Yes.
They're clean cut.
Central casting.
Scaring the shit out of me.
Just like Robert Mueller looks like he looks central casting. Give me a guy who looks like the guy you're supposed to trust. But they're all liars. They're all paid for by the people they're supposed to be investigating and exposing. That guy works for Raytheon. That's your expert. You notice they didn't bring in Medea Benjamin or anybody with a counter narrative to war. Isn't that interesting? The most they could do is ask Chuck Schumer.
Yeah, they're definitely not going to have anybody from Code Pink on.
James A. Sandy Winnefeld, Jr., elected to Raytheon Board of Directors. The board of the Raytheon Company has elected James Sandy Winnefeld, Jr. as director, effective immediately. He's the frickin' director? That's this guy? He's a retired United States Admiral who served in that's him. This is the guy. His commands included serving as commander of the U.S. 6th Fleet and commander of the Allied Joint Command Lisbon. Yep. He retired from the Navy in 2015 after 37 years of service, and now he's making a shit ton of money working for us. Oh, that's weird that they put that on. Sandy brings significant expertise to our board, including deep knowledge of how to start wars in the Middle East. No, I didn't say that either. His strong understanding of the evolving international environment, as well as his critical... You mean he can go on TV and say he's an admiral and say we need more war? You mean that? And then CBS ain't going to tell you he's getting paid by Raytheon? Those pieces of it over at... But that's every news.
So, Jimmy, can I ask you, why do you think Trump didn't move forward?
I don't know. I don't know. I think, well,
I want to know who's that intervening voice.
I think Trump is not sure if a war in Iran will secure his reelection or if it will hurt his reelection.
I think it would hurt his
I think it would hurt his reelection.
because he didn't campaign on that.
Well, he campaigned on the opposite, but he also did campaign on bombing the shit out of terrorists. And once you go to war, it's hard to get people to not be for it, right? We lived through Iraq. You saw people, the 2004 election was John Kerry trying to be a tougher fucking guy on Iraq than George Bush.
Yes.
That's what we were offered, and now you know why he lost. And there you go.
Marin Gaines says here the military-industrial complex has a stranglehold on the American foreign policy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So there you go. That's your corporate news. They're all sitting around. Look at them. Look at these fucking jackasses. They're all sitting around in suits and $3,000 dresses with the necklace, and he's got cufflinks. I'm sure cufflinks and collar bars and tie clips, and nobody's wearing a kerchief. Nobody's wearing a pocket square though. Given the news with the pocket square. No, but so when people advocate for war with a pocket square, it's kind of funny to me. It's just kind of funny. Or somebody with an ascot advocating for war. It's funny. So here they are. They're all sitting around a glass table in a TV studio, and I'm going to guess that's in New York. Good for them. Good for them. These are all our military bases. These are all our military bases.
Why is Iran in the middle of all of our military bases?
What is Iran doing in the middle of our military bases?
Rude.
So that's kind of okay, so we're occupying this country. There's Iraq. We turned that into a failed state. There's Syria right next to it. We effed up Syria really good. It's awesome. It's amazing. There you go. And that's something they'll never show you on the news either. On the corporate news. They'll never show you this map. They're never going to go, hey, by the way, if Trump doesn't retaliate, he's going to lose credibility in the region. He's going to lose credibility in the fucking region. Now you know why they want to shut YouTube down? And they want you to get your news from those pieces of it over at CBS News and NBC and ABC and CNN. Now you know why. Hey, we just added St. Louis and Honolulu to our live tour schedule. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets for all our live shows. We might be coming to your town. Go check right now at jimmydorecomedy.com. And if you like the show and want to support it, become a premium member. You can become a patron or through PayPal, or go right to jimmydorecomedy.com and become a premium member. That's the best way. We'll see you at a live show.